Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Watch Wars. Well, guys, it's been a while since we taped our very first Watch Wars with Adrian. This has been a few months, actually. And we didn't decide to forgo the show. It was successful. You guys liked it. And it's been a timing issue, and also it's been a studio issue. We decided to wait till we build our brand new studio, which is where we are sitting very comfortably next to each other, and bunched up against ourselves behind my desk in my office. Better lighting, better sound, better equipment. So we brought, we brought a couple of Richard Milles, we brought a couple of Rolexes, and we brought a couple of seemingly the same exact Pateks, but in different color combination. Where do you want to start, Adrian?
Let's start, let's start from the left. Let's start with the Pateks.
All right, well,
my favorite brand personally.
So Adrian, over the last probably couple of months, Adrian probably has sold 3 of the 5270 Platinums with the salmon dial. And every time he brings that watch on, he's like, oh my God, I love this watch. This watch is so sick. This is a watch I would definitely keep for myself. And my response always has been, that's just ugly. And Adrian's just
he's a hater.
Yeah, and that's what he says, obviously. But 5270, obviously, its previous sister was the 5970, and prior to that, it was the 3970. This is the latest perpetual calendar chronograph from Patek Philip, i.e., part of the Grand Complication collection from Patek, which I never really understood that part, why they dub it to be the Grand Complication. Like, in my eyes, a Grand Comp is a minute repeater perpetual calendar split-second chronograph. But Patek just wants to be cool, I guess. I mean, anytime they get a perpetual calendar, it's already a Grand Comp to them, which is not to me. But
I would also like to point out that anytime I do like something, Roman just has to step in and rain on my parade, because that's just what he does, because he likes to just debate stuff and think he's right all the time.
I know. What do you mean? I agree with you. I agree with you on a lot of things. I agree with you on fashion advice. I agree with you on some watch advice.
You try to agree with me on the beard advice?
Yeah. Well, that's actually, no, I was first with the beard, by the way. Let's start there. So talk to me about your 5270 Platinum. Why do you think it's such a big deal? Start off with some numbers. And by the way, I brought, this is the same exact watch, except it's in white gold with a blue dial. And I think this is hot, and I think that's ugly. But I'm going to let Adrian argue why. But can you start off with retail numbers?
Okay, so the 5270 in Platinum currently retails for $192,800, whereas the 5270G, which is now discontinued, retailed for $164,000.
Ian, can you do me a favor before you start the argument? Let me just kill him right here and now. Put up the difference in price between gold and platinum right now. Just for shits and giggles. Throw that up there. You were saying?
Okay, well, if we get into the metals discussion, then we can. There's a whole argument in regards to why ceramic is more than gold, or why carbon is more than gold. I think at this point.
This is coming from a guy who, by the way, is wearing a carbon Richard Mille. I'm sorry, it's a TPT.
Exactly, and you want
it's a TPT.
That's a whole another show. That's a whole another argument right there. We're not arguing.
Talk to me.
Let's
get serious for a minute. Talk to me
so
why you really
let me
like
just
this
explain to you why I love the 5270p. If you can zoom the camera in here. I love the fact that Patek went back to their vintage route with the salmon dial, right? And I also just think that it's a beautiful watch. I love salmon dials. I love the way it is against the platinum, even though it's the same color metal as white gold. I love the strap to it. There's something about this watch that just is so beautiful. It's the perfect mixture of, first off, branding in terms of Patek Philippe, obviously, which is my favorite brand. Look, wearability. You can wear it with the suit. You can wear it with a pair of jeans. I just think it's just a beautiful.
With a white V-neck.
You can wear it with a white V-neck. You can wear it, in bed with your wife or your significant other, however you decide to wear it.
So it's that durable, huh?
It's that durable. Extremely durable, and I just think it looks fantastic.
Okay, so I'm going to throw this thing on my wrist for the sake of argument. The thing of it is because we're showing seemingly the same 2 exact watches. Obviously, both of them are going to be just as comfortable on the wrist. I can't throw this one on. This one is actually sealed. But both of them are going to be just as comfortable. I will agree on the name. We can't argue on the name because, again, both are the same Patek Philippe. But here's my argument in regards to this particular watch. Beauty is a personal taste, right? So beauty is in the eye of the beholder, as they say. So for me, I find that watch to be unattractive, right? Where in Adrian's taste, the salmon dial just sinks to him. This is something nice. I will agree with you on the fact that they sort of went back to the good old days where they made salmon dials and things like that. I will say one thing in regards to my particular watch, and this kind of goes for both watches, is the fact that historically, you look at Patek Philippe, you look at any other brands, what usually signifies platinum in a watch?
What signifies platinum?
Yes.
I don't know, but I'm sure you're about to tell me.
Color blue, right? Usually blue strap, usually blue dial. So
But
if you look,
said who?
well, if you go back and you look at a lot of platinum limited editions, whether it's from AP or this, that, usually platinum is signified by blue. Usually a blue strap in the very least, right? So Patek kind of did a flip-flop here where they did the 5270G in the blue combination, blue strap, blue dial, and then they went to the old school salmon dial. So to me, it does one of two things. First of all, that does not signify platinum, because if you go back and you look at all the previous platinum, look at the 5070 platinum, blue dial. Look at the 5970 platinum, blue dial. 5170, some of the newer stuff, blue dial, blue dial, blue dial, and here they just jump out of the norm.
5960.
5960. I don't think a lot of collectors took well to this particular watch, because let's talk about what it trades for.
Well, the watch trades currently pending condition somewhere between $150,000 to $165,000.
No, I don't think so. I think it's not that high. I don't think it's that high.
It is that high.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's like 145.
Who was the one that sold the last three?
How much did you sell the last one for?
I sold the last one that remains to be.
Okay, so for argument's sake, this watch is discounted at least 20. Let's say, depending on condition, it's still discounted 20 to 25% off its original retail sticker, right? What happened to that watch when it came out? Was it trading over list?
It was trading close to list, absolutely.
It was
And
trading
I
close
do
to
believe, I have a very, very strong belief that they will discontinue this very soon, and I do believe that it will jump back up in value.
5270G discontinued. What's it trading at today?
In the condition that it's currently in, sealed, obviously that means a lot to a Patek collector. It's obviously not used. It's got the extra case back. It's sealed. So we're going to be asking $130,000 for this.
So 130,000 versus 150. What did you say? 4, whatever it was, right?
Between 150 to 160 pending.
Okay, so this is at about roughly less than 10% off list, right?
Correct.
So in terms of discount, now it makes sense that this is cheaper than that, and therefore it will trade. It will trade at a lesser discount. Now,
well, don't also forget. Let me point the fact out that they discontinued it. So, numbers-wise, they're not making anymore. So,
okay, so I'm going to help.
why.
I'm going to help out your side of the argument and say the following. Unfortunately, with Pateks right now, when people hear Patek or they want to buy Patek, all they want to hear is 3 words: Nautilus, Aquanaut. What would be the third one?
Nautilus, Aquanaut, and then Nautilus. Okay.
Yeah, Nautilus, Aquanaut, and then Nautilus again, right? We're not back in early or mid 2000s where 5970s were trading at damn
I'm
near
telling
double.
you, people, it's coming back. It's coming back.
Yeah, well,
The Grand Comps are on their way back. The leather straps, the good old Patek Philippe is on its way back, and I see it.
I mean, listen, you can't really say that they're doing bad. You have a watch
No,
that
they're not.
retails for
Certainly not doing bad.
$190,000 that sells for $160,000. It's an expensive ass watch. When the 5970 came out, the retail was only, I think the yellow was around 100. It was in the low 100s. Now, since then, in the last 15 years, the retail price has almost doubled, as it did with many other watches.
I actually sold, not this current one that we have here, but I sold this 5270p to a client and took this in trade from him. so if you want to let the viewers speak, he wanted to get rid of that one to buy that one.
Okay, I don't have a
and now I'm going to close the cast.
Okay,
in terms of look.
Let's slide.
One of the things that I absolutely love about the 5270p as well is the fact that they did not put a chin on the 5270 Platinum. I absolutely cannot stand
What are you talking about?
the chin. So if you can zoom into the camera, this 5270G, they call it the Jay Leno. Let's see if you could point to the camera. Right here. This is called a chin dial right here. So where it kind of goes into the tachometer, and I just can't be looking at Jay Leno every time I put a watch on. So that's why.
And this obviously doesn't have it. So I guess before we move on to the next watch, let's put them side by side. Let the viewers have a closer look one more time. And I'll let you guys vote. Sorry, this one's got a bag on it, and apparently a Jay Leno. I did not know that. That's pretty good. That's good slang right there. We're going to put that in the dictionary.
That's right.
Let's put the Pateks aside. Let's go to your favorite.
All right. Go to the Richard Milles.
Let's go to the RMs. What you got?
So I have an RM55 Bubba Watson in white ceramic manual wound watch.
And I have the RM6702, the Alexis Pinturault, and I don't know if I mangled that skier's name. For all you skiers out there, basically the greatest alpine skier of all time. Adrian figured, oh, you know what? I'm going to grab arguably the hottest Richard Mille out there, and due to the season and everything else, I should win with a Bubba Watson. I'll let you go first.
A few years ago, before I really dove into buying, selling, trading Richard Mille's, I sold this watch for $88,000. And at the time, it was like the biggest hit in terms of what this watch was bringing. And I couldn't believe that this thing at the time was $88,000, because it kind of looks like, you know, if you don't know what you're looking at, it kind of looked like a G-Shock at the time. So I couldn't believe that this thing was $88,000.
Was it the white one or the gray one?
It was no, it was a white one that I sold for $88,000, and that's what kind of got me started buying, selling, and trading Richard Mille's, and then the rest is history. So at the time it was $88,000. It's now trading brand new at $170,000.
What was the retail at the time?
At the time, the retail was probably, give or take, 103, I think, at the time, and now it's around 115,000. So the retail hasn't really jumped significantly, but the market value of it has exploded. So that's why I chose the Bubba for now.
Well, I decided to go with this guy. I simply, when I found that Adrian was taking the Bubba, I said to myself, you know what, let's look at the man first. Ian, can we please put Bubba Watson and Alexis P, I'm going to call him, because I'm going to continue.
AP.
There you go, AP. Side by side, and, you know, see who is the cooler ambassador. You know, obviously, the Alpine skiing champion has my vote. As far as the individual, Bubba Watson, not into golf much.
It's a pro golfer.
Yeah, I agree with you. Now,
is that all you can pull out? Is just the comparison of the athletes to the
I'm
watches?
gonna go one further.
Into sports now.
So when it comes to particular watches, right now, there's no argument in regards to how hot Richard Mille is overall. So it's very difficult to compare, much like it's going to be with the next two watches. But it's very difficult to compare because it is exactly the same brand, and arguably right now it's top 3 hottest brands out there. Absolutely. Rolex, Patek, AP, Richard Mille. Let's call it 4 brands, right? It's the most thought after brand. It's the only brand on the market where probably 90% of its inventory is trading
over
at list, double list, some things that even
especially with the shortage now.
It's been like that through Corona, through shortage. No, there was always a shortage in Richard Mille. So very difficult to compare it on a brand level. So what I decided to do is I decided to come at you from a comfort level, from a weight level. So one of the things I loved about what Richard Mille has the balls to do, and he's always done ballsy stuff, right? Like raising his retail prices by 40% in 1 year when everybody laughed. And
raising retail prices during coronavirus.
Yeah, he did that too, by the way. He
raised
retail prices.
Story.
Now, unfortunately, this strap that's on here now is a good example in regards to that. You know, how do you take a watch that's 150 grand and put it on a strap such as this? But this is not what it normally comes on. Of course, the strap was for this watch as well, but normally it comes on this, what did you call it?
A hair scrunch.
A hair scrunch, which is literally a rubber band, right?
And try finding one.
And try finding one of those straps if you need one. For good luck, you can never even find it, right? It's like a $2 rubber band, basically.
Yep.
I'm sure Ian can pop up a picture of it. But I do like it better on this Velcro strap as well. But let's go back to my argument. And my argument is that this is probably, if not the most comfortable watch I have ever put on and have ever worn. It's a watch that you literally can keep on your wrist
and not even know it's there.
And not even know it's there.
Well, I would say with the Bubba, it comes in a very close second. I actually pretty much anything Richard Mille makes, even the humongous RM32 divers, which are just ginormous, somehow are comfortable on the wrist, even in rose gold. So this RM55 is in the same boat. It's extremely comfortable. I also like the fact that especially the white Bubba Watson is extremely versatile in terms of what you can do with it, because it is all white. There's a lot of things that I've seen done with it, and I brought here a red strap.
Oh, you just happen to
have one.
See, I didn't do
so
that.
if you can point the camera here, this just gives you an idea of what you can kind of do. You can throw a red strap on there, and you can also change out this crown to be red. You can change it out to be basically whatever color you like, whatever color Richard Mille makes.
Yellow,
orange, black,
yeah,
exactly. So you can switch them out, and they're easy to switch out. So that's one of the things I
also
love.
That's a great argument, and I can do exactly the same with my watch.
Yes and no, because like I said, try finding that elastic band when you need
Are you
one.
wearing the same? You have the same strap on?
It is, yeah. I have the same strap.
All right. So my biggest issue with Richard Mille's is this. I'm not a big fan of the deploying buckles. Once it's sit on a wrist, this and this, or either this side or this side, they dig in the side of it and they leave an imprint. And don't tell me because you have the same size wrist as I do. You're gonna agree there. I'm also gonna tell you that this is a lot more durable. Once you dirty this watch up or scuff it up or things of that nature, you're kind of screwed. Where this is so much more durable. I've seen guys, and you're wearing a TPT watch. That's super durable.
Yes,
That's a pre-owned watch. How old is that?
This is 4 years old.
This is 4 years old. You don't see a blemish on that watch. Show me a Bubba that's 4 years old. It will not look like this. This is brand new. But show me a Bubba that looks like this. It will not last.
To be honest with you, Roman, people who buy these watches, they don't really care.
Of course they do.
About durability. Because this is their 10th watch. They don't wear this every day. They wear it to the beach. They wear it to whatever.
Well, if you're someone that wears that watch to the beach, I am obviously super impressed.
And listen, they did make this for golf. I mean, he's an athlete. You know, he's swinging a club. So
I gotta tell you that this alpine skiing is a very, very rough sport.
Right.
And I don't know how to compare that to golf, but I would imagine that this watch could probably take a much bigger beating than that.
I would not like to test that theory. That much I can tell you.
Okay, I alpine ski, but I don't golf. Do you golf?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay,
Not well.
Okay, so if you were, so now let me ask you for the last and final argument.
Yeah.
In terms of comfort level, in terms of, considering this is technically made for sports, let's say, right? Considering the comfort level of this watch versus that watch, which would you wear on a golf course?
I would still probably wear the Bubba.
You would be uncomfortable as all hell. This buckle would kill you every time you would swing.
So I'll switch the strap out.
To what?
To the Velcro.
To the strap from this watch?
To the Velcro. Put a Velcro on there.
All right, guys. Again, I'm going to let you guys decide. I don't know who won this argument, honestly. I'm not feeling so great after the Patek conversation, but I'm hoping you guys vote for this, all right? So remember, vote Team Founder. Let's move on. I'm going to take this off, put my Rolex back on, and I'm going to let you start off. Hey, look, it's clickbait. It's clickbait. It's Hulk versus Batman. All right, so
DC versus Marvel.
DC is Batman. All right, so go. Marvel versus DC.
DC versus Marvel.
All right, go ahead, Marvel. What you got for me?
Yeah, Hulk is Marvel. All right, so I have the green Submariner, also known as the Hulk. Current retail price is $93.50 on it. The market price is currently over $15,000 for a new one, which is crazy, and they keep going up, up, and up. So I chose the green Hulk simply for the fact, because of the color. I just love the color green. I'm a huge Philadelphia Eagles fan, so I'm partial to the green. There's really not much more I can talk about as to why I like it besides due to the color. I mean, the GMTs and Submariners are, very similar looking watch from far. I mean, this one is a GMT, 24-hour time zone, and this one just has a date.
Okay, so, I'm gonna start with one simple argument. Personally, I think that Batman will kick Hulk's ass.
I disagree. You ever see the size of Hulk?
Yeah, when he gets pissed off.
Hulk smash. Hulk will smash Bruce Wayne,
Batman's
baby.
got all the toys, man.
Where does he get those wonderful toys?
Man, Batman is billionaire, but Hulk, listen, man.
Oh yeah, thank you for
that.
He's a playboy billionaire with all kinds of wonderful toys.
If the Hulk would sell his scientific research, I bet you he'd be a billionaire just as well, and he can turn into Mr. Olympia on a turn him of a dime.
He's got anger issues though. How's he gonna do all that? Where Mr. Wayne is cool, calm, and collected, and rich, right? Yeah. Anyway, but of course this is not a actual Batman versus Hulk, although I still think Batman would kick Hulk's ass. But so let's start with the fact of how this whole started, right? So this thing, rumor comes out, this thing is discontinued. Retail price was $86.50. Where did the original ones go up to?
I seen them stealing off new for $14,000.
Right. They went up to that same $15,000, I'm going to say, on the Oyster. And then they announced the Jubilee version of this watch. Yes. How high was that trading?
Well, okay, let's.
No, okay. No. How high was the one on the Jubilee trading when they came out?
The Jubilee made the Oyster go up. Actually,
I know. Yeah. But when the one on the Jubilee bracelet came out,
yeah.
aka the Batgirl, where was that trading at its highest?
The Oyster?
Not the Oyster, the Jubilee.
Oh, 22,000?
Thank you. Has the Hulk ever been 22,000?
No, it has not.
Thank you very much. I'm going to rest my case there. What else you got?
So that's what you're going with?
Oh, no, I got more.
Man, with
with
that same argument, if they came out tomorrow with a Hulk on a Jubilee, a Hulk chick,
I
think that thing would bring 20 grand just as well. A Hulk chick.
Well, I think I actually prefer both watches on the Oyster. I don't.
Touche.
I will say that I will say the GMT on the Jubilee is not bad. If you put that on the Jubilee, I think that would look a lot uglier than this on the Jubilee. I'm also going to argue the fact that my watch is more complicated. I have a second time zone. What you got? Date?
I have an iPhone.
Okay. All right. What else you got for me?
What else I got for you? The fact that these are just going up in price more and more and more. And the more I look at green, the more I like green. And green is great. Green is the color of money. Green is the color of the Eagles. Green is the color of grass. That's about it. That's about it. I'm trying to think.
Is that all you got for green? Look, I'm going to tell you guys like this, and I do have a nail in the coffin for this. Well, first of all, let's go back a version of this watch. Its predecessor was called the Kermit.
Yes.
I mean, how exciting is that?
It's not.
Okay.
It's not exciting.
You know.
That's why I didn't choose a Kermit. I chose a Hulk.
And I will say that even though its predecessor, which was the Kermit, the anniversary, the green anniversary Rolex, it has gone up tremendously. That when that watch first came out, I think it was like $6,800 or $6,500 retail, something like that. Right now, for one that no box, no papers, just a run-of-the-mill one, you're looking to still pay over $10,000. The really, really clean, complete ones, the new all stock ones, they do get up there upwards of $20,000. But if you go historically back to the GMT, okay, you have some GMTs out there trading upwards of $100,000. And again, of course, you can have the same argument. There are Submariners that trade at $100,000, but I feel like the green is still fairly young. There was an older version, controversial vintage version of this called the Blueberry. Obviously, the Pepsi and the Coke bezels and things like that. There's just a lot more variations of the GMT out there that are highly thought after and highly collected, like the fuchsia bezel that I showed on one of my last episodes. You know, that watch is to die for because it's complete, and so on and so forth. So if you ask an average collector today, if you go back in time and you go back to vintage, right, and you ask them, what would you rather take? And you guys can answer that same question. Which would you rather take if you're going to go back in time? I think that majority will say that I'm going to go back to an older GMT rather than a sub.
I see where you're going with the history lesson, but I don't think that has anything to do with the market for it now. It's just simple of this is hype, this is what people want,
Okay.
this is steel sports Rolex. And
So you still think that this is where it's at?
I still think, yeah, I still go.
Okay, so I have one last nail in the coffin for you. I'm going to ask you a question. I need you to answer honestly.
Okay. I'll do
I know
my best.
I know you own a few watches.
Yeah.
Tell me which Rolex do you own?
Well.
Tell me.
Well, yeah, he did rip the Batman off my wrist. I do wear that on a daily.
So here's the nail in the coffin, boys and girls. This is a watch that Adrian actually owns. This is his Batman. He doesn't own a Hulk.
However, the Hulk is in the sights. I've been on a waiting list for 5 years.
Here you go, boys and girls. The nail in the coffin for me is that this watch actually belongs to Adrian. Now, I know he's getting ready to get married and start a family and things like that, so probably watches are not on his particular radar. But I will give him kudos on one thing. This watch cost him $6,000.
About at the time, actually it was about $6,800 at the time.
It cost him $6,800. So he's a winner there. But so I don't care what argument he's going to bring forth that Hulk can kick Batman's ass or what have you. This is a watch that belongs to Adrian, so therefore I win.
All right, fair play to you there.
Well, boys and girls, we want to thank you once again for joining us on Watch Wars. It's been a lot of fun. I have these type of discussions with Adrian all the time, all day, every day over the last 10 years plus. And, I do enjoy this type of conversations. We'll never really get into a fight. It's always a healthy argument, and we always tend to hear each other out. And it's just a lot more fun when we do it on camera and let you guys see the same. In the first Watch Wars, we compared one watch against another across certain categories. This time we decided to change it up, show you more watches. You guys let us know what you think of this new particular format in the comments below. And remember to vote. Vote below. Who do you think won across all categories, right? So we have Patek, we had the Patek battle, we had the Richard Mille battle, and we had, of course, the Rolex superhero battle.
Yeah, and obviously thank you for having me on the show again. We would love to hear your feedback. I think that is
This is our show.
Our show.
So I'm not
I
really
appreciate
having
it.
the show, so.
Yeah,
So this would be on the show.
due to the fact it's our show, I would love to hear your feedback. If there's anything else you would like us to discuss when we do Watch Wars, or if there's any watches that you would like us to discuss, even though if we don't have them physically here, we can do that.
Discuss them.
Yeah, we can always
There's
discuss
always fancy
them. So
editing.
I would love to.
Ian can pop in any watch.
That's
really.
right. That's right. So we would love to hear that. Thank you guys for tuning in, and can't wait to see you back on the next episode of
Watch Wars.